a broader perspective.
Beam's Diary.
Beaming our searchlight on people, events, or something that has made remarkable impact.
Profile of Honorable Ekanem Willie, to strive for excellence and precision at all times, to apply my wealth of experience and knowledge in project and team development within my organization. These are the objectives of Honorable Ekanem Willie. He was born in Okon Clan in Eket local government area of Akwa Ibom State as a Christian. Honorable Willie attended the schools and obtained the following qualifications. In 2018, he attended the International Institute of Journalism (IIJ) and obtained a postgraduate diploma in public relations and advertising. In 2019, he attended Atlas University, Philadelphia and obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in political science. In 1996, the University of Uyo, he obtained a diploma in public administration. His knowledge in administration has offered him the opportunity to work in various sectors. Amongst them are Shell Petroleum Development Limited, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Champion International Company Limited, Managing Director of Gramek Enterprise Limited, former Deputy Head of Council, Eket Local Government Area, former board member, Agency for Control of HIV and AIDS, SACA. Ekanem Willie has the following honorary awards: Doctor of Philosophy in Human Resources, St. Thomas Bakay University, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Administration, Atlas University. Other awards and titles include Obong Uforo Odorenen, Ikot Esekong, Eket Local Government Area, Patron, Ikot Okudumo Youth Council, Award of Excellence, Kwaibu Church, Eket Township, Award of Excellence, Ward House Christian Mission, Abong Uforo Afara Clan, Eket Local Government Area. Honorable Ekanem Willie is a Fellow of Institution of Corporate Administration of Nigeria and also a member of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations and IPR. He has received some political appointments and occupied several political offices. Thus, Chapter Ex-Official Member, PDP, 1999 to 2003. Councillor representing Urban 1, 2003 to 2007. Award Coalition Agent, PDP, for Presidential and National Assembly Election 2019. Local Government Coalition Agent for Governorship and State House of Assembly Election 2019. Member Screening Panel of the party PDP for Local Government Election 2017. Honorable Willie loves playing games, meeting people and traveling. He is married and blessed with children.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.
So good to have you on this segment, Beam's Diary. This is a segment that will be more searchlight on people or event or a particular place that have made remarkable impact in the society. There's no stage in life that you will not experience some hurdles, some challenges, and this segment gives you propound solutions to the challenges that you might face in life. We don't just bring in people, but people that have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly side of life. And today, if you watch the profile of Honorable Ekanem Willie, you'll agree with me that he has managed so many leadership positions. Trust me, it's not easy. If you've been maybe the senior prefect of a school or you've headed a group, you'll know that it's not easy to deal with human beings. So today, he's going to share with us the experiences, the challenges, and how he's been able to overcome those challenges. So welcome, Honorable Ekanem Willie, to the program.
Thank you very much, Blessing.
All right, from what I've said so far, you've handled so many leadership positions, and I believe that you have garnered experiences. You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly side of human being, what it means to control human. So can you share with us the experiences?
First, it's my pleasure to be here with Beam TV.
We're happy to have you.
On the aspect of managing human beings. I can tell you that humans are the most difficult set of creature to manage. I have dealt with human beings right from when I was very young, like you've just mentioned. In my growing up days in the secondary school, I have had a leadership position, and since then I've been exposed to managing human beings. And of course, it's not easy to put people together and get them to be the way you want them to be. But let's not talk about that aspect of the secondary school experience here. Like you are aware, I have represented the people politically some years back as their councillor. I've been a councillor of my people where I come from, Eket Ward 1. That's some years back, as far back as 2002.
Okay.
And again, there I had to manage people. What I really realized about a human being is, first, for you to be a leader, you must try as much as you can to be very transparent, okay. Which is one of my core values. You must try to carry the people along in your major decisions, in the things you do. And you must also try to be honest. And when you have all of this, it's very easy to manage human beings.
You were and we're talking about your political positions. You were the vice chairman of your local government council, and you were also a councillor. What remarkable impact did you make in your local government council before you finish your administration?
Okay, let me take the aspect of the vice chairman now.
Okay.
I was a vice chairman in the year 2004, spanning to 2007. There were certain things that we did. I engaged a lot of people when I was a vice chairman. I was in charge of finance and appropriation, and what we did was to look at the constitution, the sections of the constitution that talks about the functions of the local government and areas that we can generate revenue. Okay. As somebody that was in charge of finance, and I had to engage the people to be involved in revenue generation of the local government. And before we went into that, I had to do a lot of training for them so that we can have competence, because they were going to deal with the public. We had to train a lot of our youths, because I discovered that most of them were lacking in terms of skill. And so I had engaged some of them. We discussed, we arrived at the fact that I must train them. So I trained a lot of them in different skills. In terms of infrastructural development, I wouldn't say because it took the entire council. But there were projects I did as a representative of the people. Water and sanitation, I noticed that in some, because I come from, even when it is called urban, it doesn't have a complete urban features. There was no good source of drinking water, so we had to drill borehole, provided generating sets, and like the one I did, and ensured that it was circulated around the community to ease off the stress of going to one point to fetch. And I also attracted electricity to the community where I come from. Okay. So I think that's not done. But when I was about leaving, I was lucky to have a relationship with the then Minister of Lands and Housing, And through him, I attracted a road construction to my area, and that road is still in use today. So those are part of the achievements. I may not be able to enumerate all of them now.
Away from politics, let's come to your business life. I'm going through your profile. You are the CEO of the Champion Limited, a construction, hospitality and manufacturing company. How do you operate?
Yeah, the Champion is a mother company to other sub-companies. It was incorporated with the corporate affairs to handle construction, to also manufacture water and minerals, and also go into hospitality.
All right, as the MD of Omega Garden Hotel, what have you introduced into the hospitality industry so that we can still have the home away from home slogan which hotel is known for?
The Omega Garden Hotel, we have made it such that it has met today's technology in every standard. And it's not too big a place, but it's goozy enough for your comfort. And you know, hotel is supposed to be a place where you go in to plan, to think out of your home. And what makes it home away from home are some of these facilities, especially the service. Our staffs are trained from a world-class hospitality training center. And we do training and retraining to update them periodically. And of course, if you give a trial, because if I tell you all of this without giving a trial, you won't really be convinced. But the service you get will be such a service that you get from either 5-star or 3-star hotels. And the place is well hooked up with the internet. And of course, you know, power is very important. So we try, even with the power situation that we have currently, we try to ensure that we use the generating or what we call the alternative power supply to ensure that we have 24 hours power supply in the place. So it's a place that you will always want to be.
All right. As a businessman and administrator, what are those challenges that you faced, and how have you been able to overcome those challenges and you're still successful?
Yeah, we may not have enough time to enumerate some of these challenges, but because it spans from funding to our poor banking policy, to power problem, and all of that, the human factor too. But let's talk about the funding before we go to the power. You see that in Nigeria, you approach a bank for loan, and no bank will want to give you a long-term loan. And for you to succeed in the hospitality industry, you need a long-term loan, because from the point of constructing the facility, acquisition of furnitures and all of that, then of course by the time you approach a bank tells you, look, we are going to give you a loan that will span for just 12 calendar months, which is 1 year. How can you get a loan for 1 year and run a business that you need to build, to furnish, to set up, to stock up as well? So that is equally a very big challenge. And but then, by the grace of God, we've been able to overcome all of that. Then the issue of power has also been a very serious challenge. And by then you put up the cost of what we call overhead in running the hospitality industry, cost of buying diesel, fuel and all of that, maintenance of the generators and all of that. It builds up your overhead, and that makes the industry a bit expensive. So that's part of our challenges.
So how have you been able to overcome those challenges and then you still forge ahead. You're still in the business.
Yes, because before setting up, we had already seen that this is the situation that we are. And so what we did was, look, we must ensure that we have power. Fine, our room rates would have been slightly lower, but that has also affected because by the time you consider the cost of overhead in terms of running the generators and all of that, it will slightly affect the rates. But you cannot, because of that, deprive your customers of the comfort they desire, because the industry is for comfort. So anything short of it is not a hospitality industry. So that's what we've done in that direction.
What's the strongest belief, and what are those things that you hold on so dearly that is making you to succeed?
I believe in some core values. From my upbringing, I believe that for you to be successful in life, even in business, one, you must be honest. You must be hardworking. You must be competent. And of course, you must carry the people along. So, and those are my core values as a leader. And once you put all this together, you see that you'll be a successful person.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Ekanem Willie, for making our time to be with us today and for sharing your own experiences. We've just taken hospitality today. We'll call you up for construction. There are certain questions that you need to answer regarding construction company.
Anytime, no problem.
I believe you've heard so much from Honorable Willie. He is a jack of all trade and master of all, because all the businesses, he's succeeding in all of them. So don't think you can only do something and succeed. Besides, we are clamoring on how people can go into different streams of income. Have different streams of income, don't have one. In case one is not yielding immediately, you can fall back on the other. And that's what he's doing. He can't lag in anywhere. So you should do same. Imitate him and learn from him. Thank you so much for being part of this edition on Beam's Diary. I'm still that your friend, Blessing Ambrose. But if you call me Auntie B, like you always do, I'm very fine and you're close to my heart.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.